All right, magnificent. Great. So, welcome everybody. Today, I want to share with you how to get more premium clients, £10,000 plus for your coaching or consultancy business. Now, just by show of hands and light interaction, if you unmute yourself, what would that do for your business if you put yourself in a position where you can actually create a £10,000 opportunity and have 10 people purchase?
It will mean I can quit my job.
Okay, great.
I get more time to myself or more time back.
Yeah, great. Tutu.
Not there.
Tutu's brushing his teeth. All good. Justin.
I could invest in my second property that I've been hoping to do for a while.
Okay, perfect. Good. So we've got some idea of goals. We've got some idea of where it is that we want to move towards. And that's really, really powerful in terms of actually manifesting this and actually making it a physical reality for you. So I'm going to walk you through some powerful steps and systems today that's really going to help you to be able to create that and accelerate towards creating that £10,000 plus opportunity. Now, clients typically invest £15,000 plus in order to work with me directly. Now, I'm very honored to be able to share some of these tactics and inside hacks with you so that you can start to implement it almost immediately and start to scale your business. And what we will do towards the end of today is we will actually break this down, give you some offer time creation so that you can actually start creating this for your business. And then here's what I'm going to do. You guys ready for this? I'm going to set you a remarkable challenge. Who's up for the challenge? Raise your hand. All right, cool. So the challenge is going to take you somewhere in the region of about 60 minutes long. Okay. And as a result of that challenge, I want you to come back tomorrow with some remarkable wins and share them with us. Is that cool? So while we're here, here's some people who have been winning through implementing what I've been teaching. And before I get there, let me walk you through a few steps of what I actually teach, which is one is what some of you mentioned before, Richard and Ahmed, I know that you mentioned this, lead generation. How do you actually attract your ideal clients to you so that you're not the one that's always chasing clients? And once you can start to attract your ideal clients to you, it becomes an ongoing stream of revenue. Why? Because when people are attracted to you and you put yourself in a position of trust and authority, where a high volume of people know, like, and trust you, they know what you do, they know how you do it, and they know how you can help them, then it becomes remarkably valuable to you and it becomes remarkably valuable to them. One of my ex-mentors, Daniel Priestley, says everything is downstream from lead generation. In other words, once you can create enough demand for your product or service, guess what? You can charge what you want, you can charge way more premium fees, and as a result of that, you can add value to a much wider audience. Does that connect, yes or no? Cool. Now, once you have the leads, once you have the opportunities, once you have your ideal clients attracted to you, then you want to start to do what we call optimize your offer. Now, when we talk about optimizing your offer, irrespective of where you are today, right now in your business, there is an opportunity for you to optimize and increase that offer significantly so that you can attract more premium paying clients and create world-class results. Because understand this, if you don't create those premium value offers and you don't optimize what you know, the skills that have taken you years of practice, time, effort, and energy in order to create, if you don't maximize the opportunity for people to be able to invest in your skill set, invest in your level of mastery, then actually you're letting those people down. Actually, you're not providing them an opportunity to grow. Because actually then, if your offers are too low, what happens? Well, then you don't have enough money to invest in resources, invest in marketing, and so on. Now, what happens though, when you have a world-class offer and you have the leads coming in, and then they get on a phone call with you on the other side? Now, problem for many business owners is I see so many business owners, they've got an offer that's working really well. However, they can't sell it on the other side. Because most entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants believe that selling is about telling somebody what to do. It's not. Selling really is around asking the right questions that connect with your ideal client so that they persuade themselves to move forward. Does that resonate, yes or no? Great. Yeah. And then once you've got all of that, how do you actually create a scalable business that doesn't actually take up all of your time? Well, in that case, now you've got to build a solid, high-performing team. And what I show people, the reason that I've been able to generate such high-value results for my clients, which I'll show you in a second, is simply because they've gone through this process and they've been coached, mentored, and trained in order to implement what I'm sharing with you today on a really high level. So who are some of those people and what have they created? This is Ashley Blake. A slight note on Ashley. When Ashley came to me about a year and a half ago, he was actually a contractor and he was generating in the region of £75,000 a year. And through good sales technique and persuasion, I persuaded him to join our Money Mastery online program. Ashley Blake took the plunge. He joined the Money Mastery online program. He saw exactly how I was putting things together. He saw what I spoke about in terms of offers. He saw what I went through in my previous business, which I scaled from £30 to £3 million. And then there was a nugget in that program, in the Money Mastery online workbook, and he implemented it. And as a result of implementing what I shared, he got his first business contract at £38,000. And as a result, he then came to Money Mastery Live and he thought, okay, I can generate a £38,000 contract. Well, that's really, really good. And it was. However, as you know, there's always levels. Yes or no, guys?
Yeah.
So when he came to Money Mastery Live, I then showed him how to delve deeper into what he knew and attract higher paying clients. And he's now able to pull in contracts at 250 grand plus on a fairly regular basis. Victoria, do you mind reading that out for us, please?
Yep. Just had a provisional acceptance for a £250,000 contract from a university for 1 year's support. While they recruit new staff, I did send a 2-year offer, but they are doing a 1 year at first and will review it at 9 months to see how their recruitment has gone and if we need to extend further. I have to laugh. All feels like a dream.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely. Good. So that's Ashley Blake. We've also helped a property coach. Abby is a property coach. And at the time of meeting me, she was generating somewhere in the region of £250,000, £300,000 a year. And as a result of implementing what I've just shared with you, lead generation, offer optimization, sales, and building a team, she was able to hit her goal of generating £80,000 in one single month. Tutu, do you mind reading that out for us, please, sir?
I've hit my £80,000 a month goal. Since the ending of last year, I've set my goal and always read my affirmations, which one of them stated, I am making £80,000 a month. I am so grateful to God that I can confirm I finally hit my 80K month and feel this is one of the greatest achievements till this date, since I've been working so hard to even do this.
So there are two types of business owners, and I want you to decide today which one you are and which one you will be. There are amateurs and there are professionals. Now, you guys are here because you are in a professional domain. What does that mean? Has everyone here seen football? Yes or no, guys? You've all seen football. Now, in football, everybody can kick a ball into a goal, yes or no? However, there's Sunday League and then there's Premier League, yeah? So the question that you've got to ask yourself as a business owner is really, what league do I want to play in? Do I want to play in a league where it's 2,000 to 5,000 a month? Probably not. Do I want to play in a league where it's £10,000 a month? Not really. Do I want to play in a league that is elite, that is generating in the region of 75 to 100,000 pounds a month? Raise your hand if you want to be in that league. Well, would you agree, ladies and gentlemen, that if you want to be in the Premier League of entrepreneurship, then you've got to do what Premier League players do, yes or no? Powerful. So there's another one, Ricardo Mighty. He didn't have this car before he met us. Ricardo joined our program about 15 months ago now. And after 6 months, he was able to generate a £60,000 contract. Now, a bit of background on Ricardo. He's a software consultant. And before he came to Money Mastery Academy, he was charging somewhere in the region of £20,000 per client over 3 or 4 months. And what I shared with him was, he was working with big corporate companies like ClearScore and helping them to improve their software and improve their visibility on their user databases. And I shared with him, well, if you've generated a result with ClearScore, such as that one, and helped them to make hundreds of thousands of pounds, and in some cases, millions of pounds, what did you generate from that? And his response was, well, I generated £20,000 over 3 months. I said, that's like £7,000 a month, right? He said, yeah. I said, well, if you reposition and repackage and represent your opportunity, then you're able to generate a much higher fee for what you do. Because look, answer me this question. If you're able to generate someone £1 million, would it be fair and reasonable for them to pay you 100,000? Yes or no?
At least.
At least. Exactly. So once he got that into his mind frame and he got clear on actually what is the outcome I am providing for my client, because so many people, entrepreneurs, they base their expertise based on their time, and that's a really lousy thing to do. That's amateur. Professionals don't base on their time, they're based on value and result. So he says, hey, Money Mastery, sharing a big win. I signed a 60K per month client. I've been working on this client for a while, since last month. I did some XYZ work, and they paid me 10K for a comprehensive breakdown of why they needed me. I want you to pay attention to that just for a second, because so many people do stuff and they go, oh, well, I'll just do it for free to prove my value. Well, that's one way to do it, but here's a more professional way to do it, is to go, actually, that consultation, the initial one, is going to be incredibly valuable for you. And as a result of that, I'm going to be charging you for that initial consultation. Does that communicate? Yes or no? So I'm dropping some seeds in here for you guys to start applying straight away, so that actually you're not trading excess time for money, but actually you're able to generate far more profitability from what you're already probably doing. That's Ricardo Mighty. Raise your hand, by the way, if you've ever driven a car. Just by show of hands, if anybody's ever driven a car, got some sort of license. All right, fantastic. So what did you invest in that car? What did you pay for that car? What's your car worth? Victoria, did you raise your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my car, I drive a Toyota Yaris, about 25,000.
About £25,000, yeah?
Yeah.
So question for you, what's more valuable? Is it your car or you?
Me.
Okay, great. You answered that quickly. Good. Okay, cool. And when did you purchase that car?
When? About 18 months ago.
Okay, brilliant. So in the last 18 months, have you invested £25,000 in you?
No.
So I think as a community and as a group here, we've just established why most entrepreneurs don't accelerate to the opportunity that they're capable of. Why most consultants and coaches don't actually make the money that they're capable of. Why? Because they invest a lot of the time into liabilities, things that are outside of them rather than into them. Does that make sense? Yes or no? So when you start to, now, as somebody that's invested over £150,000 in my education over the last 18, maybe 24 months, I know what the outcomes are of powerfully investing in the right opportunities. Would you agree? Yes or no? Does that make sense? Cool. So what stopped many of you here today from making more premium paying clients so far? What stopped you from getting more premium paying clients so far? Just shout out to me. We're a small group, so we'll keep this very interactive.
Not knowing how.
When you say not knowing how, Richard, thank you for interacting. What do you mean by that?
Well, most of the time you've got the ideas of how to get high paying clients, but the actual process, the step-by-step procedure to get them into your product or service, because you've never done it, you just don't know how to do it.
Okay. Can I challenge you? You do know how to do it. Pick up the phone and ask someone to pay you 10 grand.
Make it sound so simple.
Well, in reality, it is very simple. And we've been conditioned by school, by society, and by the environment around us that actually asking for money is bad. You know, if you grew up in one of those environments, like, nobody asked me for the money, right? Like, that's what my grandma used to say to me. Yeah, nobody asked me for the money. Money don't grow on trees. We've all heard of all of these phrases and statements. Yes or no, guys? And as a result of that, that's embedded a culture in our society that says, don't ask for money, don't go for the income generating opportunities that are available for you, just stay somewhere within your lane. And that lane typically is somewhere in the region of 50 to 100% more than, or a maximum 4x more than your parents and your environment has generated. What does that mean? That means that if your mum or dad was in an environment, Justin, thank you, sir. So if your parents were in an environment, or you grew up in an environment like mine, where your parents made less than, say, £30,000 a year, you start making 4 times more than £30,000 a year, i.e. 120,000, you start getting hot, start getting flustered, start getting uncomfortable. And then you go, hang on a minute, I'll give some of that away. Hang on a minute, I'll spend some more on liabilities. Hang on a minute, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this level of revenue yet. Does that make sense? and you stop putting in the effort and the execution in order to go further and turn that 120 into 1.2 million, or into 2.4 million, or into 5.5 million. So we're going to break down some steps today. Now, the main reason that most people don't make the money, which is why we're teaching this particular topic today, is before lead generation, it's offer optimization. And it's because their prices are too low. So what I'm going to share with you this morning is really how to craft and create a powerful offer that persuades your ideal client in order to take the next logical step. What happens though if you don't create a premium value offer? What are the consequences of that? Well, not only do you have less profit, not only are you probably working harder and turning the cogs more, which actually kills your creativity. This is one of the biggest frames that separates amateurs from professionals, is when you are constantly doing the thing, 8, 10, 15 hours a day, you're doing the thing, it kills your thinking time. And when you kill your thinking time, you kill your creativity. It's a little bit like if you're an athlete and you don't watch out for the warning signs around injury prevention, warming up, cooling down, looking after your body. As an entrepreneur, you've got to look after this. You've got to look after the mind. Because as an athlete, if you don't look after your body, then you could be retired. You could be falling short. You could be not only just like injured, but you could be out of the game completely. How many footballers do we know that actually didn't go past 25 because they had injuries? They didn't look after their body. So as an entrepreneurial athlete, you've got to look after this. You've got to look after the mind. So 4 frames for you of consequences around what happens if you actually don't charge a premium value offer. And the consequences are deeper than you might initially think. Number 1 is reach. If you don't have revenue in your bank account that is far surpassing what it is that you need to pay your expenses, pay your team, pay your day-to-day expenses, your mortgage, your rent, whatever it is, you have a massive problem in reaching new audience. Now, people often say to high-level entrepreneurs, if you look at people like Grant Cardone's, the Myron Goldens of this world, the Eric Thomas, people will say to them, well, why do you charge if you're so rich already? And the reason that they charge because they're so rich already is because they want to get more what? Reach. Change your belief system. If you're passionate about what you do, and you know that you're making a remarkable difference for the people that you serve. Raise your hand, by the way, if you make a remarkable difference for the people that you serve and or are going to serve. All right, fantastic. I did share earlier, for those of you that have just joined, that the people that tend to generate the best results out of these masterclasses are the ones that have their cameras on. So if you could do that, that would really help you. So in order to reach more people, we've got to pay. We've got to pay to play. And we've got to get our psychology into an environment where we are comfortable with paying to play. We are comfortable with investing in ourselves. We are comfortable with investing in advertising in order to promote our products and services so that we can reach more people and reach the masses. Because if you don't focus on reaching a wider group of people, then actually you're letting people down. And actually you're letting people stew in their misery. I had a gentleman come up to me in the... Does anybody know Free Shots of Tequila? So I was at their event a couple of years ago in the Royal Albert Hall, and a gentleman came up to me. I've never seen this guy before, a short guy, probably about 22 years old. And he said, oh, Jazz, you're Mr. Jazz Rose from Instagram. I said, yeah, hi, nice to meet you. He said, bro, listen, I've been following your content for some time, and I just want to say it saves me so much. He said, I've been on the verge of depression, anxiety. Like, I literally felt like taking my life at one point. And he said, and then I've seen you. And I said, no. I've got to be more motivated. I've got to be more inspired like Jazz Rose. Reach. That's why you have to invest in reach and making sure that you're able to reach more people. So sometimes I don't feel like doing stuff. And sometimes you're not going to feel like doing stuff. But here's the thing. I often think of somebody standing on the edge of a bridge about to jump until they see my content, until I'm able to reach that person or those people in order to generate some stimulus in their brain that helps them to generate a better outcome. And in some cases, worst case, it's not always survival, but sometimes it is. That's how important you are. That's how valuable your message is. And what I want to share with you today is how to transition your message, reach a wider audience, impact and influence a wider audience so that you can generate millions. Slight offside point. Once you start to generate millions, it's not about you. Said another way, once you have a nice house, a nice car, great family, etc., the money's not really about you. The money is about really how can you reach more people so that you can impact more people and have a better impact and influence on the world. Do you guys get that? Yes or no?
Yes.
So reach is incredibly important. Second, result. If you don't have a premium value offer, and let's say in fact, let's play a game together. I want you to write down in the chat, what is the amount, the highest amount that you've ever charged a client? Just write it in the chat for me. It will only go direct to me. What's the highest ever amount that you've ever paid, that you've ever charged a client? £1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. What is it? Let's have a look. So I'm going to take a moment to have a look at some of these responses because we've got some time today. 6,000, 5,000, 395, attempted 19 grand, but didn't succeed. Great. Love that, Andrew. So you've attempted 18,995, which is effectively 19 grand, and didn't succeed. Great. How many times can you present and produce that offer to a wider group of people? That's the challenge. The more you present that opportunity to other people, you will find somebody that's ready to buy it. Lamborghini is not competing with Honda. Yes or no, guys? Bentley is not competing with Vauxhall. A Bentley client is a Bentley client. A Vauxhall client is a Vauxhall client. Here's my proposal to you. Become the Bentley of your industry. Become the Bentley of your industry. Great. So 5,000, 6,000, 1,000, 999, 3.5 grand a week. Okay, cool. 10K. All right, good. So if you don't have a premium value solution, i.e. a premium value result, then the trouble is that actually you're not able to invest enough into the service to make it world-class. And as a result of that, your clients won't generate high-level results. When I learned this, it changed the game for me. Because people that invest at the higher level, they're going to be more sharp. They're typically going to be more sharper. They're going to be more aware. They're typically going to be better clients for you. So here's my offering to you, is charge a premium value result. Charge a premium value price for a premium value result. Next, resources. Don't charge a premium price, then you don't have the resources. You don't have enough to invest in your team potentially. In other words, you don't have enough to invest in marketing. You don't have enough to invest in sales. You don't have enough to invest in the product itself. And if you don't have enough to invest in the product itself, then the product is going to be somewhat in the region of mediocre. I want you to remove all mediocrity from everything that you do. From everything. I want you to remove mediocrity from your Instagram. I want you to remove mediocrity from your LinkedIn. I want you to remove mediocrity from all communication. Somebody shared with me today, when somebody came online, I think it was Victoria, she said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm well, better than ever, and getting more creative every day." She said, "Wow, that's amazing." What do most people say when you say, "How are you?" "I'm okay. I'm all right." Average, mediocre, get rid of it. Because it will kill your opportunities and you're not even aware of it. Somebody was ready to give you 100 grand and they said, "How are you?" He said, "Oh, I'm okay." And I went, "Oh, I'll give it to somebody else then." What happens? And I'll share with you some stories and examples of how that happens in just a second. And ultimately, all of that then impacts your reputation. You then start to generate a reputation of somebody mediocre. So when somebody's looking for your cake service, or somebody's looking for your nutrition advice, or somebody's out there looking for your relationship consultancy, or your management consultancy, or your software consultancy, somebody's out there in the marketplace looking, and they go, "Oh, hang on a minute, that person too cheap. I ain't going to that." There are multi-millionaires in your industry that are looking for the solutions that you have. Yes or no, guys? Raise your hand if you follow. Yeah. So why not get them? Why not attract them to you so that you can create a compelling and remarkable outcome? What else would that do for you? If you had a millionaire client, what would that do for you? Giovanna?
I'm not really sure. It would change. I mean, it would change everything. Having like just even that 1 millionaire client would change.
What would it do for your profile? What would it do for your profile?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure.
So would it increase your profile or would it decrease your profile?
Oh, it would increase it, definitely.
It would increase it, and naturally it will start to attract more high caliber clients. Yes or no, guys?
Yeah.
So that's the consequence of having low prices, low fees. So where do you want to be instead? Well, you want to be on this side, which is more where you're charging what you're truly worth, charging what your true value is to the marketplace. Because when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, actually something lights up inside of you that's able to then resonate and magnify with the wider society and the clients that you're attempting to serve. There's a few things that happen as a result. One, recognition. You start to get recognized for the skill set that you have. You start to become a mini celebrity in your industry. That's a game changer. Giovanna then starts to become the go-to expert for property for millionaires. Justin Franklin, what do you do, sir?
I do life coaching, personal training.
So Justin Franklin becomes the #1 person that clients go to for life coaching and personal training. I love the way that you've blended the two, by the way. It's a powerful, insightful thing to do. I think there's some ways that we can tweak it, but I love the way that you've fused the two together, because that's an insightful and smart thing to do. Because when you start to do that and you start to attract those premium clients, imagine if Justin Franklin had a client that was a professional footballer, or a celebrity in their own right, and they're on TV every week. Oh, brilliant. Justin, come along. Can you talk a little bit about your life coaching and fitness? Bang. Now you're into a much wider opportunity. So here's the challenge. It's worth investing the time in order to find those high caliber clients so that you can serve them at the highest level. But here's the caveat. If you don't have a premium value offer, which I'm going to show you how to do within the next 90 minutes, if you don't have that, then they're not going to buy from you. They're going to go, it's too cheap, I don't trust it. Ever had this experience? Yes or no, guys? It's too cheap, I don't trust it. I don't believe that. So your price has something to do with your reputation. So let's take a look. My reputation has significantly expanded since I've invested over £150,000 into my personal development. Why? Because I pay to play. So this is an event that I did with around 500 business owners, and I was teaching them our solution of what we call a communication to currency recipe. How to actually communicate in a way that connects with your ideal client. How did that opportunity come about? Well, I was actually on stage speaking alongside some of the moguls that you've all seen and heard of, on the same stages as people like Stephen Bartlett, Rob Moore, Andy Harrington, Daniel Priestley, some of who, Daniel and Andy, some of my previous mentors. Yeah. So first, you learn from the mentors. I learned from Daniel about 7 or 8 years ago. And then you get to speak next to them and you perform next to them, whatever that performance is for you. And then they start to learn from you, and then it becomes reciprocal. It's a really powerful thing. I've been featured in national press, The Sun, Daily Mail, so many different newspapers. And that's been really, really remarkable for what? For profile and for reaching more people. Yes or no, guys? Yeah. Because I took my original bit, my first business, for those of you, by the way, who's seen me speak before? Just raise your hand. Okay, cool. A few of you. So who's not seen me speak before? Okay, cool. A few of you. Okay, good. So a nice 50-50 blend there, thereabouts. So I started my first business when I was 17, and I started coaching football in primary schools, and I was charging £2 per child, and I had 15 children in the class, making £30 a week. I scaled that business from £30 to £3 million. And then I retired at age 32. And then I was chilling on Instagram, and I was like, hey, here's how to grow a successful business. And then over the next 6 months or so that I was retired, there's only so much Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that you can watch, yeah? Cosby Show and all that, right? Then I decided, okay, if so many people want help, let me put on a masterclass. And then I put on a masterclass in October 2020. That was the very first masterclass that I did. And at first I was shy. I was like, no, I'm not going to go on a masterclass. You know, I'm an educator. I don't really want to. I'm retired now. I'm financially free. I don't really want to do that. But after lots of people were asking me and pulling the strings at me, I did it. And as a result of that masterclass, it was a 4-week program. And on week 3, 3 people came back to me and said, Jazz, I've implemented your advice and I've made £30,000 in 3 weeks. Powerful, yes or no, guys? And that was through, and then later that became what we now call Money Mastery Online. And many other people went on to make 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, and so on and so forth. And that extra additional revenue for them per month. And I thought, okay, cool. If I'm helping that many people, I've got to do it again. That inspires me. That lights me up. I can't share with you. Like, that's the thing that lights me up the most, is seeing people and coaching, guiding, mentoring people in order to generate the highest value result. So it's really not about me. It's really about you and how you can implement what I teach you in order to get the highest value result. I've been featured on Rich House, Poor House. Did anybody see this? Yes or no? Yeah, really, really good show. Series 10, episode 3, I believe it is, if you didn't know what that is. And people were asking on Instagram when I started to get a bigger profile, is this guy real? Is he real? Is he one of those fake people? Blah, blah, blah. Is this house even his? Well, now it's on the show. They can't really argue with that now, can they? So it's not just me that received, really good profile and recommendation. It's people like Gerd. Gerd is one of our Money Mastery Academy clients. And when she met us about 18 months ago as well, she was so shy, so nervous, so like, I can't present an offer, so like, I can't create an opportunity for people. I'm just in my head. And she's a relationship coach. And she was like, I just do one-on-one consultancy. I charge like £200 an hour, blah, blah, blah. And she wasn't really getting the results. But through being able to charge a more premium fee, she got her first £5,000 client within a few months. And then she's been featured on national stages. Brit Asia, I don't know if anybody knows that very well, but it's a massive network within the Asian community. And she now starts to become the go-to expert. Now, she's not the number one in her industry yet, but she's on her way there. Does that make sense? Yes or no? So you get recognition, number one, when you charge a premium value result. Number two is you also get revenue, because look, would you rather have 10 people at £100, or would you rather have one person at 10,000? So here's the mindset shift that you need to apply. And I share this insight because so many people will relate to it and recognize it. If you're an estate agent, you can sell the house in Birmingham for 200 grand and make a 1 to 2% commission. Or you can sell a premium house in Hampstead Heath, Chelsea, and get 1 to 2% commission. Guess what? The work is the same. Just the revenue is remarkably different. Yes or no, guys? So this is why I want to tap into your psychology and make sure that you're picking this up. So this is Curtis White. And Curtis White was one of the first people on our Money Mastery online program. And he had just one client due to the pandemic. And Cerise, do you mind reading it out for us, please?
I had only one client last year due to the pandemic. I followed Jazz's guidance, and within a week, I had 3 new clients already ready to pay me £30,000. I have to thank Jazz for sharing his wisdom and knowledge. He's not only helped me increase my income, which is constantly growing as I continue to implement the knowledge and skills I have learned.
Okay, great. I have to make an apology to you, to all of you. I said 3 weeks. He did it in 1. So should I share with you how Curtis went about doing that in terms of his offer? That'd be useful for you. So what Curtis was a DJ, okay? And he said, well, it's just come out of lockdown and we don't really have many clients as we used to do. So I asked him, who is your client? Who is the person that is typically paying you for your services of a DJ? And he said, well, it's usually other promoters that promote events and then they sign me up to DJ at their events. I said, no, buddy. I said, well, why are you not a promoter? He said, I don't know. I've never done it before. So he said, all right, I'm going to go to the bar and see what I can do. So I said, go to the bar and ask them this question. How many people do you typically get? And I want you to ruminate on this because I want you to apply the same technique. So this is what we call quantifiable results, yeah? How many people are in your bar every week? Your bar. Bar owner says, somewhere in the region of 50 to 100, ticking along, doing okay. He said, well, look, I know a lot of people. What would it do for your business? Note that question. What would it do for your business if I was to bring 300 of my friends and my corporate clients to your bar? What could that do? And if it's coaching one-to-one or, one to an individual rather than a corporate company, what could that do for you? What could that do for you or your business, depending on who you're selling to, yeah? And then the bar owner goes away, goes on his little calculation. So, well, if you bring 300 people to the bar, that's somewhere in the region of generating £30,000. What are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? We're seeking out the result that we want to provide. If you don't know what result that you can provide, then how can you provide that? Segue. Most entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants make the mistake of going in and saying, this is my price, it's fixed, it won't change. And that's one mind frame to have. But if you don't know actually who you're serving and you don't know what their problem is and how you can solve it, then you cannot, before that point, determine the price. So first, fact-finding, discovery. What could that do for your business? Well, brilliant. That can generate £30,000 for my business. Great. And then he says, well, if I generate 30,000 additional pounds for your business, would it be fair to pay me 10? Bar owner says, yeah, sure. He says, okay, fantastic. I'll bring the DJ. I'll bring the decorations. I'll bring the people. I will bring the bouncers, the security, everything that you need to make this event absolutely world class. Boom. Generates £10,000 in a single conversation. He says, I've never generated £10,000 in a single conversation before. And then he said, wow, if that worked, let me do it again and again. And then over time, he approached another 12, 15 bar owners. 3 of them said yes, £30,000 within 1 week. Powerful, yes or no, guys? Did you miss the question? Did you miss the word? What word did I use that was most powerful in that last frame? Who can shout it out for me? What was the? Go ahead, Victoria.
Was it discovery?
Discovery. Good word. Not the one I'm looking for. I feel like that presenter now. Good one. Not the one I'm...
Generate.
Generate. Good one. Not the one I'm looking for.
Fact finding.
It's the F word, but it's not fact finding.
Is it fair?
Oh my God. Who's that?
Justin.
Justin, you genius. Appreciate you. Would it be fair? Now, most people misunderstand the power of language. Most people that make the most money in the world, there's 5 levels of value, and we don't have time to walk through that whole thing today. But on the 4th level of value, almost the top level of value is communication. The people that make the most money are the communicators of the world. The speakers, the politicians, the singers, the entertainers. Those are the people that make the most money. Why? Because they know how to communicate in a way that connects. So here's a powerful frame and a way to communicate in a way that connects with the client that you wish to serve, is to ask them, would it be fair to then do X? Would it be fair to pay me, if I generate 30,000 for you, would it be fair to pay me 10? Because when you do that, human psychology says that I want to play fair. It has been embedded in psychology since the age of 4 or 5 years old. Everybody wants to play fair, yes or no, guys? So if you share it that way, if you just said, well, I'm going to bring you £30,000, so my fee is going to be 10,000, then he's much less likely to get the outcome and the result. Does that make sense? So you've got to start to ask quality questions when you're presenting your opportunities. First, create the opportunity, then present it. So where are we in the conversation? Consider this. What did he need to do in order to create a premium value offer that was £10,000 plus? Who can share it with me? What did he do that he
spoke to the owner of the club?
Yeah, so good. So now we're getting into high value people.
Yeah.
People that have the most money to pay for your expertise. Yeah, what else?
He didn't just say, oh, I'm a DJ. He said, okay, if I can bring all these people and I can provide all of these services, the security, the DJ, I can't remember all the things, but he basically...
Well, let's go with it. What else could he provide? Security, he can provide the DJ, what else?
The footfall of the clients.
Yeah, the people, yeah, what else?
The decorations.
Decorations, good. Somebody else pitching, what else?
Security, has that been said? Security, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we've got security, yeah.
Other entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment. Maybe he's got some dancers, yeah, all of that sort of stuff. Maybe he's got some singers there or whatever it might be.
The food.
The food. That's a brilliant point around food. So before I come back to food, let me share this point powerfully first. This is what we call an offer stack. What is everything that is in my offer that's going to help the client generate the result? So we need high value people. We need a high value result. If you've got high value people and a high value result, then the third step, I hope you're writing this down. So high value people, high value result, then the third step is a offer stack. And what we mean by offer stack is this. What are the components that need to be in place to help my client get this result? What components need to be in place to help my client get this result? And the components have got to be so solid, so watertight, that it's almost impossible to fail once you apply the components. Consider it this way. Consider it as a bridge. Now, client is at point A, struggling, confused, potentially scared, or what somebody said earlier, not knowing. Who said not knowing earlier? Is it Richard? Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that. Now, under here is what we call troubled waters. Join my terrible drawing. There are sharks. You can tell I've got an F in R in it. There's sharks. There's dangerous territory here. and this person can't swim. And it's deep. Deep water, you know, like the deep water in like the Thames and all that. Like you don't want to be in there freezing cold, it could die, right? So he's like, I can't swim, I ain't gonna get from point A to point B. So then what you have to do is you have to build a bridge. And the bridge has to be solid enough that it is certain that they won't fail. It has to have guardrails on the bridge, yes or no, guys? In other words, additional services, additional products, additional features that make sure that that bridge is fucking steady and your clients can't fail. So what we have under your bridge is your offer stack, essentially. What goes in Curtis's case, security, guardrail. Make sure that the pub or the bar doesn't get a bad reputation. Make sure that the event isn't cancelled due to lack of security or not high quality. DJ, entertainment, make sure that it is long-term value for the clients. People don't come there, they're bored, they leave. They don't spend any money. Make sure that they have decorations. Make sure people feel welcome. Make sure they feel invited. What do the decorations do? It increases stickability. It makes sure that they stay longer. If they stay longer, they pay longer. More money for the bar, yes or no, guys? So all of these things you've got to start to think about within your offer, which I'm going to share with you in just a second. Has that been useful so far, yes or no? Okay, great. This is Shola Emily. When Shola met me a few years ago, she was generating £5,000 to £7,000 a month as an Amazon seller and a little bit on the side as a coach. And what I shared with Shola was how to actually create this premium value offer at not what's she charging for? The £1,000 or £2,000 that she was charging per client before. But I said, look, you can keep that £1,000 or £2,000 offer, but you're so good at what you do, then you should have a much higher offer that's at least 10 grand plus. And then what I did was I worked with her, I coached her through it. We did some mentoring sessions together in our Money Mastery Academy. I broke it down for her step by step, what needs to be in her offer, what that can look like, what outcomes she needs to provide for her clients, how to create the secure bridge for her clients to walk across. And once she did that, she was able to generate £15,000 in a single conversation. So she went from somebody that was generating £5,000 a month to be able to generate consistently £15,000 per client and generate tens of clients every single month. What did that do for her business? Well, it skyrocketed her. It took her to a whole new dimension that she wasn't even comfortable in. Raise your hand if you weren't raised in a wealthy family. Me, I certainly weren't. But once I learned this stuff and applied it, it made a significant difference. So Shola learned this stuff, she applied it, and she was like, whoa, starting the new month with 15 grand, amazing. And then here's what she said, which is really, really powerful. Justin, do you mind reading that out for us, please, sir?
When I think about the impact my mentors have had on both my businesses, one simple conversation changed everything. You open my eyes to higher paying clients. Now I close 15K clients every month. I have a team of coaches coaching for me. Now I don't trade my time for money. If you don't have a mentor, it's like walking blind. And if, as a coach, you're telling people to buy from you, but you won't buy from someone else's, you're a hypocrite. That's a red flag. If I didn't have that conversation, I'll still be focusing on £500 course.
Wow. What do you pick up from that, Justin?
She had to invest in a mentor to be able to get where she wanted to go, basically.
Yeah. Myron Golden taught me this, said, you're never going to be able to confidently charge what you ain't prepared to pay. I said, oh, it's human psychology, ladies and gentlemen. If you ain't prepared to invest 15,000, you never going to be able to confidently charge 15,000. Those psychological cues in your brain are going to come out in the tonality of your voice. Go, it's 15,000, and they're going to go, yeah, I'll tell you what, maybe another time. So you've got to be able to confidently invest in your success so that, remember, you invest £25,000 into a vehicle, why would you not invest £25,000 into you? Now, granted, when I first heard this stuff, I was like, huh? Invest in education. I was like, I'm smart. I've got a business. I'm successful. However, when I did make the move, it not only changed my business, it changed my life. So here's what I do and what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about two things. I'm passionate about teaching and I'm passionate about learning. That's it. And I'm financially successful enough to be able to spend somewhere in the region of 25% of my time just learning stuff. That's what I do. I just go to mastermind. What's that? 10 grand. That one's 25. That one's 50. I just go to these programs and I just learn stuff and I just take notes. And then the second thing that I love to do is go and teach stuff, because yes, I'm smart. Yes, I've got a lot of experience in business. Yes, I scaled my first business from £30 to 3 million. And guess what? There's more to learn. And here's the thing. You're never going to learn everything you need to know fast enough, because we've only got a limited time on this earth by yourself. You're never going to learn it all fast enough by yourself. It's called knowledge stacking. So everything that I'm sharing with you today and going forward, some of you will have the opportunity to work with me over a longer period of time. Some of you will be so inspired by what you hear and see today. You're like, wow, Jazz has helped me so much. That's so clear. That's so powerful. I want to work with Jazz over a longer period of time. And some of you will accept the opportunity to do that, and some of you won't. And that's completely cool. So this is where she is now, or this is where she was, 6 months after or so of joining our Money Mastery Academy. Victoria's laughing. James, do you mind reading that out for us, please, sir? Go ahead, unmute yourself, James. You're still on mute, James.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Final summary of yesterday hit 79,300. The month's not ended, so this is going to be an 80,000 month. This seemed unreal, like it was too big to be accomplished, but I've done it.
Powerful, yes or no, James?
Yeah, powerful, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. She's now her highest month that I've heard of so far is 150K. And the reason that these guys have been able to generate that result, I'll walk through this quickly because I know some of you have seen it before, is a 5-step process. 1, you need to have a world-class product. Why? What's a product? A product is an asset that you can create one time that can pay you for a lifetime. A product that you can create one time that can pay you for a lifetime. What's the challenge of not having a product or an asset? Well, then you end up doing what? Trading time for money. You end up doing the person that is always doing the thing. And if you're a person that's always doing the thing, you don't have time to think, you don't have time to create, and you don't have time to create high value outcomes for your clients. And then you just end up tired, stressed, and somewhat burnt out. And that's why we implement the skills to scale strategy. It's a skills to scale strategy. And what we teach people like Shola, people like Curtis, who you've seen, and our clients, is really how to take the knowledge that's in their mind and create something online, something digital that their clients can get immediate high value results from. Why is that powerful? Because now, if you're able to generate high value results for your clients online, imagine what you can do for them in person. Does that connect, James? Yes or no?
Definitely.
James, what's your business? Share with me quickly, please.
So by trade, I'm a carpenter. I've got I've got properties. I've got a couple of buy-to-lets. I've got a service accommodation unit, and I'm halfway through a development. But I'm trying to move into coaching. I really want to help people. I don't want to see all of my mates and that just grinding forever. So if I can help as many people as possible, that's what I want to do.
Powerful. Business is successful?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm very lucky.
Okay, great, fantastic. So teach other people how to get to where you've got to in the business
100%.
of carpentry, property development. And so I've helped so many property experts. It's been an absolute phenomenal journey.
Yeah.
All right, so position. Once you've got a world-class product, what happens if nobody knows about you? Nobody knows who you are. What's the difference between the average everyday carpenter or the average everyday life coach and the world-class ones? Like everybody knows.
They set goals. You've got to set goals to get there.
Well, that's part of the process. The major thing, though, is not just the goals, it's the positioning. Is to think about somebody like Tony Robbins, yeah? He started off as essentially a life coach, yeah? And now, national, international star, helping millions of people globally all across the world. Why? Not just because he's savvy and he's got a good product, but also he's learned to position himself as the expert authority. I shared with you earlier how Gerd got on national stages with the Asia TV network and so on and so forth. That's the seeding point. That's the same thing that Tony Robbins did. He got on national TV and started showing people how to cure their phobias. But he wouldn't have been able to get that success if he didn't position himself as the authority. If you don't position yourself as the authority, then actually nobody's going to be prepared to pay you, or very few people, at a high value result. So this is an important step. And we call that the automated client attraction system. What does the automated client attraction system do? It shows my clients, this is what I showed Shola how to do, how to position themselves as the authority so that before clients come in to give her £15,000, they already know who she is, what she does, and how she can help. So that's usually sometimes some type of video, yeah? So that you can share that and how to communicate that effectively. A high quality advert that attracts your ideal clients to you. If you don't have a high quality advert, then how are people going to know you? And first, those adverts start out organic, just posting it on social. And there's certain things that you've got to say, certain tonalities that you've got to use, certain language that you've got to use in order to play the game at a high level. And then once you get successful with organic, like Shola did, then she's converted that into adverts. Third, then you need a package, which is what we're going to focus on today. And a package is, how do you actually add a significantly higher value result for your client and at the same time increase your profits along the way? Because if you can add a higher value result for your client, would it be fair to say that you're going to generate more profits? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, you can charge a more premium fee. Great. And then you've got to learn how to present that. Because, excuse me, the challenge is I see so many experts that are good at what they do. They are experts in their own right, but they struggle to communicate the message in a way that makes their client move. What do I mean? They struggle to sell properly. They struggle to ask the right questions. They struggle to say the right things. In fact, what tends to happen is people are consistently saying the wrong things. They're putting their potential clients off and they don't realize it. So what happens is that 10 people of every 10 people who are opportunities to buy, 7 of them are green, 7 of them are likely to say yes if you present it in the right way. But what happens for most people is only 2 say yes. Why? Because they're missing the skills on the presentation. They're playing what we call an amateur presentation game rather than a professional one. My invitation to you guys, James, Tutu, Richard, Justin, Victoria, etc., is to play a professional game when it comes to presentation. And we call that the communication for currency recipe, so that you can communicate clearly and articulately in a way that connects with the ideal client that you want to serve. I'll show you someone who did this very, very powerfully and tripled his income very, very recently. So now final step is to perform, which is another word, build a scalable team, because you can't do everything in yourself, and entrepreneurs tend to get stuck at around the 250, 300,000 pounds a year mark. And the reason that they get stuck is because they feel like they're the only person that can do things. However, when you implement this 7-figure scaling formula, it gets other people to do the thing that you do. And when other people can do the thing that you can do, there's no stopping you. Now you become scalable. I have people in my team who coach and deliver to the same standard that I coach and deliver. One of them here, his name is Daryl Harper. He's a business partner of mine. Another one of them here is Jasmine Naomi. She's a business partner of mine. Why? Because I have taught them a system to be able to deliver at a really high standard with fairly low effort. Once you can do that, then it's easy to scale well beyond a 7-figure company. Is this making sense? Yes or no? Perfect. Good. So what is an offer? Richard, do you mind reading that out for us, please, sir?
I'm just on mute. An offer is the total value proposition presented to customers. It includes all the benefits and incentives provided to attract and retain customers.
Yeah, cool. What do you notice from that? Let's have somebody else that hasn't spoken before. What do you guys notice from that sentence? Like, what are the things that stand out to you?
That is the total value proposition. So it's not just what they get, but the benefits with that as well.
I appreciate you so much, Reese. It is the benefits of everything that you're offering. It's not just I help people get their first property, or it's not just I help people through life coaching, or it's not just I help people get in better shape, or it's not just I help people get a better relationship. No, it is the total value proposition. It is everything stacked together. It is the bridge that we shared earlier around how they're going to get from point A, struggling, concerned, not knowing what to do, and accelerate into point B. And the faster and more efficiently you can demonstrate that that bridge has safe guardrails, it has support along the way in order to make sure that they make that journey as smooth as possible, the more valuable your offer is going to be. Again, it includes all the benefits and incentives in order to do what? To attract and retain. Why do I emphasize the word retain? There are so many coaches, consultants, and experts out there, and they will show you, demonstrate to you one formula, one thing, one step. And that's good. Here's the problem though, is they will show you how to get new customers. They won't show you how to retain them. What does that mean? That means that your ad cost goes up because now you've got to constantly be spending more on advertising to new customers. Yes or no, guys? And as a result of that, at some point, your business hits what we call a ceiling point. Here's what I want to do over the next couple of days, and hopefully I'll work with you, some of you, over a longer period of time. I want to take your financial ceiling and make it your financial floor. That's my commitment to you. Now, what does an offer include? 3 steps, 3 Ps. 1, product. Don't think about, I know that many of you are service-based business owners. In the dictionary definition, I am too. Don't think about a service, think about a product. Think about something that you can replicate. In other words, the reason that I built a successful 7-figure business, 2 of them, JNC Academy and JNC Sports Academy, was because I was able to make it into a product. I took my knowledge from my brain of how to coach kids and how to engage them and how to start the session, how to end the session. I took all of that knowledge and then I put it into a product. Now, here's the phenomenal thing that most entrepreneurs are not paying attention to. It is the easiest time right now to create world-class product. It is the easiest time right now in order to develop something, content, and put it out to the world. It's never been easier. When I started 20 years ago, my first business, oh my goodness, I would have wished for an Instagram. I would have wished for Facebook to be popular. I would have wished for a YouTube. That stuff started coming into play, started to become popular way far later in my journey. For you guys, it's accessible for you right now. So you've got to have a world-class product that is systemized so that other people can deliver it on your behalf. Is this resonating? Yes or no? Okay, great, good. You've got to have a world-class product. And then you've got to attach the price to it. And I don't mean the price based upon what you think that, I don't mean the price based upon your somewhat limited point of view of what it's worth. I mean the price based on the value. Remember what I shared about Curtis? Did he charge based on his time? Yes or no?
No.
Hell no. If he charged based upon his time, maybe we would have got, 1,000, maybe a couple of grand. But he charged based on the value that he was providing. Remember the frame of the questions that I asked you earlier, which was, what would that do for you? Or what would that do for your business if I'm able to generate this result? Price. Display the price, demonstrate it, and demonstrate the value there. And then promotion. What other bonuses can you offer that's going to help make that bridge super strong? Or that's going to help them to be able to travel across the bridge faster, with more confidence, with more speed, and with more certainty. Wow. Now, your clients are generating results within 90 days. Like my clients, sometimes they generate results within a month. Sometimes they generate results within a week. It's phenomenal. Promotion. And that's because we have world-class bonuses, some of which I'll share with you a little bit later. How do most coaches and consultants price their offer? Tell me, I want you to write down and or share with me, which, in fact, I'm going to ask you to share it with me after. Which of these you recognize most? You ready? Raise your hand if you're ready. Give me a signal. Give me a nod of the head. Give me something. All right, perfect. Good. Number 1, market. What is the competition charging? I don't know who I do know who teaches this stuff, and it's utterly ridiculous. The business coaches in universities, the ones that have never run a business, yeah? They write these books, right? these theoretical books that are 500 pages long. And they say, look at your market research and write a business proposal and write a business plan and all of these stuff that belonged in the 1960s. No, you don't want to charge based on market. Why? If you charge based on market and the competition, then you end up in a competitive environment.
It's a race to the bottom.
It's a race to the bottom, as James Hinton said. Fantastic. So you've got to charge based on your credibility and value. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Don't charge based on what the competition charge. You'll be in a race to the bottom, as James said. So the second thing is mindset. Mindset. Well, how much do I think I'm worth? If you don't think you're worth of high value, then other people won't feel you're worth of high value. That's neurological science. I studied this. If you don't think you're worth 100,000, you'll never be able to charge 100,000 confidently. If you don't think you're worth 20,000, you'll never be able to charge 20,000 confidently. Clients invest up to £120,000 to work with me. Why? Because they know that they're going to generate £1 million result on the other side. I had to go through a process of shifting my mindset because at first I was just like, oh, no, everyone come. I want to help people. And that's cool. I do want to help people. And in order to help more people, I need to make more money. Yes or no, guys? Reach. So mindset and metrics. Metrics meaning, well, how much can my customers afford? What? Do not charge based on how much you feel your customers can afford. Oh, but they can only afford so much. That's not your business. You, Cerise, you, Victoria, you, EM, you, Christiana, and everybody here, charge not based on the competition, not based on the market, not based on the market, not based on the metric, not based on the mindset, not based on the metrics. Charge by putting yourself in a category of one. You are one of one. And what I'm going to share with you in just a second, as I break it down in what we call an offer stack, then you're going to start to illuminate those ideas that allow you and empower you to charge based on a category of one, because your product, your service, your delivery mechanism, your bridge, if you like, is completely unique. That's the difference. Do you guys remember when I shared with you the systems to scale technology, the product, the positioning? Do you remember that? Yes or no? Is that visual somewhat stuck in your mind? Yes or no? Why? Because that's a world-class product. And the more you see that, Richard, thank you for raising your hand, by the way, and sharing your experience with that. The more you see that, the more it becomes a visual cue for you. Everyone's seen the McDonald's sign, yes or no, guys? It's a category of one. They don't charge based on what the competitors charge. Even though they're not premium, it's the same concept. They charge what they charge because they've got they're in a category of one. They do what they do. This is Frank.
Question.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you talk about a product, you're not just talking like a digital product. You're talking like a package. Is it?
Both. Great question. So it's both. It's a system. It's a system and or a digital product. So the system you can put into a digital product. That is one valuable thing to do. As in like our Money Mastery online program, that is a remarkable digital product, yeah? And we sell that for in the region of £600. And people get world-class results from it. That's a digital product. And what I shared with you earlier is the system that I've also taught to my team that can then deliver the outcome. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Yeah, cool. So this is Frank. Let me show you why. I'm going to skip over this actually, because I want to accelerate through. But essentially, here's why money is important. Because Frank is a carpenter, like James. And Frank lives in a village called Struggle Village. And in Struggle Village, not many people have money. However, Frank goes around to his village, knocks on a few doors, says, "Hey ho, do you happen to have any tables?" And he keeps on getting rejected. No. He drives past one house, he sees a table outside the house. So he knocks on the door, he says, "Excuse me, young lady, like, do you mind telling me what you're going to do with this table?" She says, well, I'm trying to get rid of it. The council are going to charge me 20 quid to come and pick it up." He says, "Okay, totally appreciate that. What I can do, I'm a carpenter, I'd love to be able to refurbish this damaged table. And I would love to put my spin on it, and I'd love to take it away from you. And for the pleasure of doing that, I'll actually pay you £10. That's Lisa. So he pays Lisa £10, and she was going to spend 20. So how much has Lisa benefited?
£30.
£30, good. I don't know why you seem so good. It wasn't a trick question. Great answer, Cerise. Thank you very much. So Lisa's now up £30. He then goes to the old school, what you would call B&Q. And in this place called B&Q, he buys some nails, he buys some furniture, decorations, and all of that good stuff. And then he pays them £10. And let's say cost aside, B&Q benefits £10. Yes or no, guys? Yeah, cool. And then he goes and refurbishes the table, makes it cool and neat. And then he starts on knocking on lots of doors around Struggle Village and say, "Hey, does anybody need a table?" Eventually, he comes along one lady who says, "Actually, our daughter's getting married soon and we're looking for a few additional tables. Can I have a look?" So he says, "Sure." She looks at it, she says, "Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. It's even better than the ones that I've got already." And he said, "Well, how much did you pay for the ones that you got already?" And she said, "Well, we paid in the region of £100 per table." So Frank says, "I'll tell you what, I've got this refurbished table. It's not obviously brand new. So I'm going to charge £50 for it if it's a good fit for you." And she took the table inside faster than he can say another word. So now, let's call that lady Sally. So Sally was going to spend £100, but now she's only spent 50. So how much is she up?
50.
50. Cool. So now, and then Frank has made £50. Frank's made 50, and he's spent a bit. He spent 10 on Lisa, he spent 10 on B&Q, he spent 20. So now Frank is up £30. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
And over time, as Frank starts to share his message, he starts to attract a wider audience. He starts to share this value with more people in his community. Over time, that village becomes more successful. Everybody in the community is served. Yes or no, guys? Is this connecting?
Yeah.
This is why every single human, this is why we do what we do, so that we can serve people. We love recognition. We love to be able to help people to achieve a result. This is Ellie. Tutu knows him because Tutu's there in the image, right? So when Ellie came to me about 9 months ago now, he was in the region of 8 to 10K a month, doing okay. He's a property deal sourcer. He shows people how to invest in property and also purchase a property on their behalf, or somewhat in the middleman. And what I've showed him is how to create a more premium value offer. He was charging somewhere in the region of £2,000, as most deal sources charge. Charge based on the market, yes or no, guys?
Yes.
And if you charge based on the market, you're always going to be mediocre. So what did I show him how to do? Create a premium value offer, stack it together, and he's created what he calls the hands-off 360 investment program. And as you can see here at the top, my scanner is not working. Let me get it. I don't know if you can see my light. At the top, that's £5,999 from one client. And he is obviously super excited about that. So that's the kind of result that, and I think like that was his first few months, okay? Like I think £6,000 is still too low. He now has an offer that is £10,000. He now has an offer that is £15,000, okay? So the offer you don't make, by the way, is the offer they can't take. So if you don't present an offer for £10,000 or £15,000, then they can't take it. They don't know it's there. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So where is he now? A few months later, he has generated £28,000. EM, do you mind reading that out for us, please?
Which part? The second part?
Yeah, the second part.
I have to thank Jesus and the support and insight I've received when needed from Jazz, the team and my people here. So in brackets, also the 10x, is it 10x?
Yeah, 10x book, yeah.
Okay, 10x book, big wins for the month of May below. Across a mix of all my property ventures, I have accumulated over 28,000 in May. Still not my target for a month. Wow. The ongoing mastery, refining of my selling, and the crafting of all my offers, the systemization of onboarding a part-time PA now, part-time social media content manager, part-time, I think that's virtual assistant, is it?
Yeah, correct.
Also pending now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
What do you pick up from that, Ian?
He's now in a position where he can appoint other people to help him propel his vision, do what he loves.
Yeah.
That's what I pick.
He's becoming his version of Frank, yeah? Because now he's empowering a virtual assistant, paying them a fair fee, and helping her community or his community to grow as well.
To grow, yes. Amazing.
Is money spiritual, or is money materialistic? Yes or no?
Spiritual, sure.
Let me prove to you how money is not materialistic. What's more valuable, the 2p or the £20?
The 2p.
2p.
2p is more valuable than £20.
£20.
£20. Trick question.
It's £20.
£20.
It's £20 higher.
£20.
Who says £20? Who says 2p? Okay.
They're both valuable.
Hang on a minute. So the material that this is made out of, copper, is worth more than the material that this is made out of. This is how we know that money is not materialistic. What makes the difference between the 2p and the £20 note?
It's how much value that they put in.
It's what it represents.
Great, yeah, it's what it represents. It's the message that it carries. The message that it carries. It says, I promise to pay the bearer on sum of demand the fee of £20. It is your message that makes the difference in order to make you millions. It is your message. Ellie has developed his message. He's still got a way to go. I want this guy generating £50,000. And I said, next time I see your result, I want 50,000. Every single person here has got a way to go. How do you go there? How did Ellie create his 10K, 15K offer? How did Shola create her 15 grand offer? And how did Gurge create her 5 grand offer initially? Well, to date with the Dream Client Toolkit. What does that look like? So, remember earlier when I shared about an offer stack? Yes or no, guys? Yeah. So it's what's under the bridge. What are the components of the offer? So there's 4 things. Some of you will be thinking, well, what can I include in my offer? What does that look like? Well, the first step is to create an offer. And as part of your component, you will have what we call a digital asset. Now, some of you will be thinking, hang on, Jazz, I don't have a digital asset. Absolutely fine. So create it. How long does it take to create a digital asset?
A month?
Who said a month?
Richard.
It could do, but let me rephrase the question is like, how long's a piece of string? In other words, you can create a digital asset within the next 20 minutes. I've got tons of them. And the valuable thing about a digital asset is I don't know people. I go to events or I go on the tube occasionally, or I might go out somewhere and people will say, hey, Jazz, I've done your money mastery program. I've never met you before, but it's helped me to generate tens of thousands of pounds. A guy came up to me in a nightclub the other day. He said, I did your property program online. And now I have a property portfolio in Jamaica. I said, amazing. He said, I'm financially free now. I said, I don't even work anymore. I said, it's brilliant. Why? Because I've got a digital asset. So this, what you're watching right now, ladies and gentlemen, part of the reason that I'm doing this is because it's a digital asset. Is this communicating, yes or no?
Yes.
What can I, now, if I want to, I can take this digital asset, this recording, and I can sell it. Or I can add it to a package. Remember we shared earlier about a package? Take the digital asset and then create a package. Let me give you a few insights and tips. Can I share with you a few tips around how to create a world-class digital asset?
Yeah.
Okay, I usually teach this to my premium paying clients, but I'll let you guys in some hacks, yeah? All right, so digital assets. Number one is sell it first, create second. Oh, what does that mean? That means you have to tell people that it is coming available in advance so that they have the opportunity to buy and purchase in advance before it's ready. Why? Because if you do that, ladies and gentlemen, then you know how many people are looking for the transformation. Then you know how many people are looking for what it is that you have to offer. And even more valuable, then you can ask questions. You can go back to them. You can say, okay, Justin, you're interested in the Money Mastery Live program. What are the key things that you want to get out of it? Hey, you're interested in this digital asset. What are the key things that you want to learn? How long would you like it to be? What would you like it to include? You can ask questions, which makes the digital asset more valuable. So sell it first, create a second. When I created the first Money Mastery online program, I'll share with you a little secret. Started promoting the program in August on Instagram. And I did not start creating a program until I had 25 people buy. Why? Because I told them that the program is going to be launched the program is going to be delivered in October. You have a remarkable opportunity in order to get an advanced booking before the tickets run out. Okay? Cool. So then they came in October, bang, and then I had 25 people before I even started creating the product. Because now I've got 25 people who I know want my result. Yes or no, guys? Rather than creating the product, taking 10 days, a whole month to create this product, put it out in the marketplace, and 2 people buy it. That's killed your time. Sell it first, create a second. Let me give you another insight. Shoot if you're doing something on video, not all digital assets are on video, but I'm just sharing with you something around online video. You want to shoot in a 2 or 3 camera shoot, especially if you want to make it world class. Why? Because audience retention is critical. There's never been a more of a time when people are darting attention and their attention is split. So if you can split their attention by refocusing it on different cameras, different camera angles, it keeps the audience engaged. And if you keep the audience engaged throughout your digital asset, then guess what? They're more likely to get the result. And if they're more likely to get the result, are they more or less likely to refer you?
More.
More. And if they're more likely to refer you, it's going to increase your revenue, yes or no?
Correct.
All right, perfect, good. So second, active consultancy. This is what most consultants, experts, coaches, they spend their time. Okay, is active consultancy. So when I used to have a company delivering sports education, music, foreign languages in the primary schools, then it was active. It wasn't me being active per se, but it was active consultancy, active coaching, active work. That is you working with a group of clients. A couple of tips on active consultancy. One is if you work in a group, it's usually better than doing it one-to-one. Caveat, if you're just starting out and you've never done like high value coaching consultancy before, then start one-on-one, get your first 5 clients and then move into group. So What helped my business before go from where it was £30 a week to £3 million? It was packaging this world-class offer. So for those of you that know my journey, you might have heard this before. Now, I used to be a sports coach. First, I was a football coach. I started coaching kids football because I knew how to play football. Cool. And then I started coaching myself and learning from others how to coach other sports. Why? Because, write this down, I did not want to be like every other football coach. As a result, I was able to put myself in a category of one, because now I've got a broader range of skills that I can help teach the children. Is this connecting, yes or no? So the next thing that I did, as we started to deliver PE in the primary schools, I remember being at a particular school, and Central Park Primary School in East Ham, and they said to me, well, we've got a £2,000 budget, and can you come and help us with our lunchtime clubs? We know that your team has a strong reputation. So at first, I was at this point in my business, I probably had about 30 members in the team. And I was thinking to myself, that value of the contract is too low, and I'm not going to be able to get a good quality PE teacher just to do lunchtime clubs, at least in a sustainable way. So I checked out some research on their website, and I realized that actually they're a big school, so that there's a big opportunity here. So I went there and I started to ask world-class questions, similar to how Curtis did it. And I said, well, what are you doing right now in terms of your PE, Mrs. Hall? And she says, oh, well, you know, we've got this company in, they're all right, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, well, if that was world-class, how would that help you in terms of your Ofsted grade? She said, oh, well, that would massively jump it up. I said, good. What are you doing in terms of music around your curriculum in order to expand your creative curriculum? She said, oh, we're not doing music at the moment, but we'd really love to. I said, how would that help your children if they were able to develop these musical skills? I said, yeah, that'd be absolutely world-class. I said, great. I said, what are your children doing in terms of Spanish, in terms of meeting your Ofsted requirements? Notice how I'm linking it back to them, yes or no, guys? What are your children doing in terms of Spanish, in terms of meeting your Ofsted requirements in order to make sure that the children are able to speak multiple languages by age 10? And she said, yeah, well, we've got someone, but it's kind of like shaky. It's not consistent. It's not good. So they're brilliant. So if we package all of that together for you, and we do your PE, your music, and your languages, how would that help you? She's like, yeah, it'd be brilliant. I said, what would that be worth to you? We broke it down. We packaged the offer. A few days later, I came out with a contract that was in the region of £200,000. Why? Because I was able to package my active consultancy. You've got to be able to add more layers to what you do. Did I teach you music? Absolutely not. Did I teach you Spanish? Absolutely not. But I found somebody who could, and then I got them to teach it. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Good. So digital assets, active consultancy. The next thing that you need to add into your offer is, and by the way, write these down because I'm going to get you to do this in a second. Most consultants, coaches, and experts, they miss out on templates. What does that mean? You have probably spent, James, I'm looking at you, Giovanna, Richard, Christian, Danielle, Andrew, Andre Bright. You've probably spent hours creating stuff for yourself, templates, Excel spreadsheets, Google documents, scripts around how you do what you do. That is going to save your potential client hours on end. I'll give you an example. In our Money Mastery Academy program, we have email scripts. We have a whole template of email scripts. I think there's about 26 emails in there. And we have a corporate canon for corporate clients. It took me maybe in the region of a few days to write that, right? 14 days to create those campaigns. And it took me a couple of years going back and forth in terms of tweaking it, improving it, and making it world-class. One of our clients came to me and said, I followed the corporate canon. I sent it off to the client that I wanted to serve, and I've got a 20 grand contract. That's a template. It cost me no additional time. Is this connecting, yes or no? So consider, what do you have that you've already used or that you could use that can help your clients get an accelerated result? I have a business tracker. It enables our business owners in order to track their finances. I have a sales tracker that my sales team use in order to execute communication to currency. That took me the best part of 20 years of experience plus maybe 10 hours to create, but I can pass it on to my client as part of the service. The final thing that you want to have is absolutely missing from 99% of coaching and consultancy offers, and I want to share it with you because I want you to add it into whatever it is that you create. And if you choose to work with us over a longer period of time, I know some of you here are already at Money Mastery Live and coming to the next event in July. If you choose to work with us over a longer period of time, then this is going to be absolutely critical for you to add into your offer. And we can help you to shape that, to recreate that so that you can improve the price point even further than what it is now and take it to a whole new level. And that is experiences. What world-class experiences can you give to your client and or clients that can help them get an accelerated result? What world-class experiences can you give to your client to help them get an accelerated result? So oftentimes when coaches, consultants present an opportunity, it's kind of rigid, it's one-dimensional, it's you get this, and that. What you want to include is an experience where people can connect with each other, especially like post-COVID. You want to have some red carpet treatment. Think about doing a world-class retreat. One of our clients was like, her name was JK. She's like, I'm not sure. And we had another client called Sharina. And they're like, I'm not sure, how to use my expertise and how to package this offer together. I said, well, she's a physio. I said, well, why don't you do a retreat that's based around health, fitness, and all of the things that you do? She said, brilliant. Thousands of pounds into the account because she provided a higher level experience. Your tutu, your property investor, okay? So let's say, I'm making this up. I'm not saying that you have to do this, but I'm making this up. Let's say you are inviting property experts or people that want to invest in property. Instead of doing it in the local hotel down the road, you're doing a 2-day retreat in Dubai. What have you done? You've increased the value significantly. And you get to, go on the jet skis and have fun and learn about property. Oh, amazing. Now you've got a 10, 15, 20, 25 grand offer, yeah? Cool. So before you leave, when you leave today, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. You guys ready for a challenge, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, cool, perfect. Now, by the way, would it be helpful if you saw an offer and what it looks like so that you can put your offer together in an even more compelling way? Would that be useful to some of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool, perfect. So what I want you to create is an offer that has a minimum, I'm going to say a minimum 2, 4, 6, 8 of 8 components. It doesn't have to be 8, but a minimum. And in that offer, you must have a digital asset. If you don't have one, don't worry, you go and create it. It must have some active coaching or consultancy. It must have templates, and it must have a experience. And that experience could be a retreat. It could be an in-person dining experience. One of our clients, Fontaine, she's another property consultant. She does in-person dining experiences where they get to meet other investors and partner on deals and all of that sort of good stuff. So it must have those 4 components. You guys good with that? What questions have you got?
So you say a minimum of 8 components. You've got a digital asset.
Yeah.
An activity, i.e. coaching, consultancy. You've got a template, an experience. Is there anything else that you could put to that? Or is it just...
So let's say you had, again, doesn't have to be this way. Let's say you had 3 digital assets, consultancy. The 2 lines of active consultancy where you get 2 one-on-one sessions with James, and you get a group mastermind that is,
or maybe like a WhatsApp connection or something.
Yeah,
I get
correct.
it. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Any other questions? Very quickly. I want to make sure you all get it. All right. Perfect. Someone have something?
Cool. I like the background. I think I'm going to do that in here.
Oh, the wall panels.
Yeah, wicked.
Lovely. Awesome. Okay, thank you. So this is Sean. Okay, thank you. So good stuff. Sean is a client of ours. He's been with us for about 4 months now. Since February. Yeah, what's that? 4 months. So in Money Mastery Academy, and this is the result he's been able to generate after 4 months. Sean was in the region of making somewhere between 5 to 10 grand a month, and as a result of working with us and our team, actually, it was one of our team, Hazel, actually coaching and guiding him through the process. He's been able to generate a single contract, £17,200. £17,200. Never done a contract of any sort of magnitude above 5,000. Never done a whole month. Now he's able to generate £17,000 contracts while he's on holiday. So here he is talking about that.
This is now doing very well as well. So I haven't tallied it out really, but for the last 2 weeks, let's say, me and Cindy were actually on holiday in Portugal.
Nice. That's honest.
So it was good. It was good. And what I noticed was a lot of money came in. A lot of money came in. And sometimes, it's just coming in and you're not really thinking about it. You're not calculating it. But I sat there and I just realized, I was like, do you know what? I remember when we used to talk about, oh, I can't wait until we can go on holiday and make money while we're not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? We even extended the holiday just because we had the time and we weren't doing anything. And more money came in. So it was like, why not? It's a no-brainer. Do you know what I mean? So just getting used to that, like that kind of lifestyle and the life change, shall I say. So we've had one of our biggest bookings that we had that came in while I was on holiday was for, I think the guest paid 17K for 2 months. See, it went through Airbnb, and after they take their commissions, about 14K. And our expenses for that property, probably about over their stay, would be about 5K. So you're looking at 9K profit, 4.5 a month. And that one was in the works for a while. Normally what we would do is we would then jump in and, trying to convert it to a direct booking. But there was a bit of a struggle because I think of where they were booking from. They were struggling to pay initially. So I thought, you know what? I'm happy with where we are. I'm not gonna force it or anything like that. I'm happy with.
Perfect. 17,200. And some of you might be wondering, how did he do that? As somebody that rents property from other people and then rents it on Airbnb, Booking.com. I'm sure you've all heard of the term rent to rent. That's what he does, or one of the things that he does. So how did he get a contract worth £17,200? That's highly unusual in that kind of market space. Well, what he started to look for was, what else do the clients need? So this is the framing that you need to embed into your psychology and start to think about. What else do your clients need from you in order to get the result? So then he partnered with, one of the things that we teach in Money Mastery is around partnerships. So he partnered with the hotel and he said, hey, you've got a gym, it's, a couple of minutes away from our Airbnb. What would it cost for us to be able to have our guests use your gym? So they pay a small fee to the gym to have their guests be able to use it. So what else would they need? Well, maybe they need a vehicle because a lot of them will be traveling from far. Well, we partnered with Enterprise or one of those companies to be able to then have a world-class vehicle on site when they arrive. What else do they need? And then he went on and on and on and on. And then he added lots of partnerships in to be able to then create a premium value offer for a premium value client who wants all of those things in convenience. That's how we got to 17K for a property that would normally rent out at that scale over 2 months for around £5,000. Magical, yes or no, guys? So we're going to go through this tomorrow. You said that you wanted to see what an offer looks like, yes or no?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So here's ours. Serena Williams, world-class tennis player, one of the best in the world. Who's behind her though?
A coach.
Coach. So my question to you is, are you opposed to being coached? This is Laura Laus, who's a life coach, and she's been able to grow her business from £500,000 a year, where it was a couple of years ago, to being able to generate £2.5 million by implementing what we teach. In specific with her, it was around building and scaling a team, and what I discussed earlier. Logical next step, I would love to invite you to Money Mastery program, and I'll walk you through what that looks like right now. So next date, write this down, is 18th to 21st of July. Now this program already has several people on it, which means that we always keep the room tight in order to make sure that we give you the best value possible for reasons which we'll explain shortly. Like, this is where I'm with you in person, coaching you, guiding you, mentoring you, and going through all of these systems to help you scale your business significantly faster than you ever thought possible. Now, we do have an academy program as well, which is a 12-month mentorship program. Potentially, I can walk you through that tomorrow. I know some of you, Tutu, Giovanna, you're already on Money Mastery Live for the next event, which is fantastic. So what I want you to look out for is how this opportunity that I'm about to share is actually presented. Now you're looking at it from a different lens. Yeah. So this is Anthony Howe. He's a security professional stuck on £50,000 a year. He now owns a security team, is a property millionaire, and owns a £2.5 million property portfolio. Guys, remember, I've just started this company in 2020, yeah? So Devon, the entrepreneur, he was earning 10 grand a month, finding it difficult to get past the 10 grand per month mark. However, with Money Mastery and Money Mastery Academy in particular, he learned how to present, package, and perform his value more effectively. He's generated over £350,000 to date. His biggest aha moment was 1 week where he was able to generate £38,000 in a single week. This is Shola Emily, who you saw earlier. She successfully increased her prices from £750 to now creating programs that are £15,000 and above. And she's been able to generate in a single month anywhere between £80,000 to £150,000 per month. That's Shola right there. This is Joshua Pemberton. Joshua Pemberton had a different business as a design technician. He was earning somewhere in the region of £38,000 a year and is overworked, underpaid. Now he's run his own design technology business, design consultancy business, and he's built a team. Joshua now has 2 full-time staff and generates over £250,000 a year. And as a result of that, he enjoys more time with his family. So it's not like I don't teach people to make more money and then work themselves to the ground. No. I teach you how to make more money and then step back so that you're able to actually create a vision and a lifestyle that you want. So what action then did they all take to more than 5x their income? And how can you do the same? Well, the first thing that they did was they got immediate and lifetime access to Money Mastery Online. You've heard me mention this before, yes or no, guys? Yeah, cool. So that is a world-class digital program that has a workbook so that you can work through the challenges. This is how Curtis made £30,000 in a few weeks. It's also how Ashley Blake made £38,000 within a few weeks of implementing on Money Mastery Online. And we've packaged that remarkable program, and it's £3,000 of value. Would it be fair to exchange 3,000 for a £38,000 result? Yes or no? Yeah, it's absolutely sensational. By the way, this is shot in really high quality HD. We invested about £20,000 in order to make this product and program absolutely world class and to help people accelerate towards the result that they're looking for. Here's a cool thing about this online program, and something that you should package into your online program as well, is not only do you get the online program and it answers every question that's going to pop into your mind, because I've rehearsed it and I've done it live several times, but also if you do have a question, you can ask it inside our Money Mastery community and you will get a response from us in order to give you clarity on what you need to do and where you need to go next in terms of scaling your business. Okay. So it also comes with the Money Mastery workbook, as I shared earlier, comes with the Money Mastery guide. So anytime that you have an unsurety, you're like, I'm not sure what I need to do here, the guide will break it down for you step by step, line by line, so you know exactly what to do. And worst case scenario, if you're still not sure, then you're part of our Money Mastery online community. And what makes that really valuable is you're around connected minds, you're around connected, powerful people who have no better interest than to help you push and scale forward. I can tell you, nobody comes into this community, implements what we teach, and doesn't make a financial profit. Nobody. Because I make it so good that it's not possible for you to fail. This is Ashley Blake. Tutu, do you mind reading that out for us, please, sir?
Also want to thank Jazz Ross for giving me the confidence and power and idea to use my skill set to start a business. I purchased Money Mastery on the 28th of August, 2022, and I've got my first client now paying me £38,000 for the next 3 months with a view to extending after the new year. Thank you.
Perfect. Powerful. Yes or no, guys? So then what he did was I encouraged him to come to Money Mastery Live, which is our 4-day live in-person training program. And he was able to generate an additional 100K, which is absolutely world class. Then he took it a step further, which I'll share with you in just a moment. So you're going to get immediate and lifetime to Money Mastery Online at a value of £3,000. Now, I make no quibbles about the price because it's absolutely world class. You'll also get access to the Investing Masterclass, which then shows you a safe, simple, and sustainable way in order to make sure that you get high returns on your money, grow your wealth, and build a solid foundation for financial independence. Now, why is that important? Because people will typically pay £1,000, £2,000, maybe £3,000 for an investing masterclass, and they won't necessarily get the safe, simple, and sustainable way. In other words, they make money from their business, they pour it into some crypto scheme or some other investment scheme, which is kind of like trading or what have you, and they lose a lot of their money, and then they have to work harder in the business in order to recoup it. That's not what this is. This is a very safe, simple. This is Ashley Blake, who you just saw earlier, has made tens of thousands of pounds from investing in this process alone. It's very, very remarkable. And the property masterclass, some of you guys are in property. I can guarantee you, you will pick up insights, tools, tips, insights, and hacks that you've never seen before. Inside this program, I've invested in, I have 12 properties now, some abroad, some over here. And I've also invested tens of thousands of pounds into property training that people typically pay £10,000 plus for. It's in here, and it's going to cost you less than £2,000. Everything you need to build a property portfolio that pays for your lifestyle. It's in there, and it comes with the contract templates, the negotiation templates, the script templates, everything that you're going to need in order to scale. So I invite you, especially if you're a property investor, to take this stuff, steal some of it, and then put it into your presentation, your training. Why not? It's going to help you to make more money and help more people. Property Masterclass Accelerator, £2,000. And one of the things that I got asked a lot when I put on Money Mastery Online was, actually, Jazz, how are your clients like Shola, like Curtis, like Gurge, like Ellie, like Sean, how are they generating such high value results in such a short space of time? So what I did was I had several conversations with them, and I looked out for what were the key things that really accelerated their success. And then I package all of that information and all of that work into a world-class 90-minute training. And it's called How to Double Your Income in 35 Days. I interviewed 10 or so of my best clients who did this, and I asked them how they did it, and I packaged it into this class. But would that be valuable for you? Yes or no, by the way? Yeah. Best case, you double your income in 35 days. Worst case, you're like my client, what was her name? The vocal coach, Lauren. You're like Lauren, and she went from £3,000 a month to £5,000 a month within 30 days. Okay. Worst case, you will make some significant progress. That's what I'm saying. Double Your Income Challenge is £1,000 of value. And last but not least, the most powerful part of all of this is Money Mastery live in-person training. And inside that training, we have a maximum of 30 people in the room. And we're going to coach, guide, and mentor you through the processes that we've shared earlier around lead generation, offer optimization, sales, and scaling a team, so that you have all of the credentials over the 4 days in order to create a significant outcome. Many of our clients come into Money Mastery. It's not just sit down and listen to Jazz Rose speak on stage. God forbid. It is interactive. You are actually doing the work. Why? So that you can generate money inside the program. I can't tell you how many people have come to Money Mastery Live and made 10, 20, 30, 40,000 pounds in the 4 days itself. It's absolutely remarkable. And in essence, at £5,000, it's too cheap. This is Ashley. When he came to Money Mastery Live, he had generated 100 grand in total when he did Money Mastery Online. This was 3 months later. And then he came to Money Mastery Live, and within 30 days, he made £250,000. Because what happens is you just go deeper into the technology that we teach. You get more and more clarity. By the way, raise your hand if you've got some clarity here so far today. You get more and more clarity. You get pushed further in order to create bigger and better results. So we went from doing £38,000 contracts to a contract worth 250 grand. Now that's through the right coaching and support. And the total investment is worth in the region of £12,000. Now, for some of you who would want to join our academy program, that's the 12-month mentorship. You're going to want to know that the minimum investment for that program, 12 months of mentorship with me and my world-class team, the minimum investment is £12,000. Now, with Money Mastery Online, we do have what we call a Money Mastery case study opportunity. Here's why. One of the things that I realized about our most successful clients, many of you, some of whom you've seen and many of whom you haven't seen because we have dozens, is they take action fast. And as a result of taking action fast, they generate fast results. Are you with me? Yes or no? So if you're happy to take fast action, I'm more confident that you're going to generate a faster result. And that's good for you because it will help you to grow your business faster than you ever thought possible. And it's good for me, because that's another testimony, another thing to add to our repertoire. Yes or no, guys? So, Richard, etc. Richard, Victoria, I want to make you an opportunity. If you're prepared to take fast action today with us, then I'm prepared to give you a significant discount on the value of the program. Does that sound reasonable? Yes or no? Okay, cool. So Money Mastery online program, whilst it's worth 3,000, you're going to get it today at 1,998. The investing masterclass is 1,000 of value, helps our clients make tens of thousands of pounds. I'm going to give it to you today for free. The property masterclass accelerator is worth £2,000 on our website. I'm going to give it to you today, not for the 2,000 that it's worth. I'm going to give it to you completely free. The double your income challenge, where I show you the steps that my clients have used to double their income in 35 days or less. It's worth £1,000 to 90-minute world-class training. You're going to get it absolutely complimentary when you join today. And the Money Mastery Live 4-day training is worth £5,000 or above. And when you join today, it's going to be 10,000. Easy on track. Now, it's you absolutely free when you join today. So what does that look like? That means that the total investment that you can make with us today is a single investment of 1,998. That can be broken up into 2 installments, of 999 times 2. And if you're a fast action taker and you want to save yourself a couple of £100 in the journey, then it's a full investment today of 1,795, including VAT. What's cool about that? It's a fully tax deductible expense, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. It's not like a go to the website and pay right away or what have you, because we need to make sure that the people in the room have clarity on where they are and we've got clarity on where we can help them to go. We are not in the business of like trying to fill a room for the sake of filling a room. We are in the business of helping the right people get the right level of result so that we can accelerate you to future success. So, by the way, does that sound valuable? Does that sound good value to anybody here? Yes or no? Just raise your hand if that sounds like a good opportunity. Fabulous. So what I'd invite you to do right now, my colleague Kai is on the chat. Kai, if you want to share your beautiful, handsome face, sir, that would be great. And I'm going to share with you right now the link that you can pop in. And what Kai will do is he will give you a call within the next 30 minutes to 60 minutes or so and talk through the opportunity, answer any questions that you might have about Money Mastery Live, and then invite you to obviously join should you choose to do so. Now, there's no obligation to join right away while you're on the call. So I would encourage you to book that call by completing this very short application form, which I've just shared with you in the chat. And we look forward to speaking with you very soon.
Thank you so much. This has been mind-blowing.
I appreciate it.
2 hours in the morning. Yeah. Tomorrow, I could to sit down and just digest all this from business partner and just come up with about 8 components.
Perfect. I've got something, I believe I've got something that I want to share with you in about 2 minutes or so before you go, if that's okay. Some training stuff. So I'm going to give you, 2 minutes right now to just click on that link, tap on that link, complete the short application form. Should take you in the region of 30 seconds to a minute. I'm just going to give you a moment to do that because once this Zoom clears, then that link isn't going to be there. And I don't want 20 people messaging me saying, do you have the link and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to play some music and give you 2 minutes to complete that application form. And then we'll be back with the final piece of training for today.
Third promise, I'm a tired thing. And you know it's bound to be a fire thing. No point stage with credit player thing. To get a player ring like no problems. I so you got the spec that is the photo. Keep it running it. That's the motto. You need about the pass through your soul to get back in your life. Me every time back to the journey. The journey's not just in a plot. You do what the most. Yeah, to the friends with the cop. Me good what that is. You don't need a class, no important. Also, that things upon me. And let me tell you my story. That's all the things upon me. And that's all I mean. You know me. I'm gonna do that. Then you know me excited. I'm gonna push. Blessings are coming like fire. My talk got to the journey, the earnings, not just for the plot.
I'll give you another 20, 30 seconds or so on that before I share the final piece, okay? All right, perfect. So everyone's had a moment to go through that application, yeah? Where is my magic clicker? Here it is, right in front of me. Let's make sure that is working okay. Okay, cool. So let's recap then. What is the one thing that we need to all do as a result of this masterclass here today? What's the one thing that you're going to now put together based on what I've just shared over the last 2 hours and 11 minutes?
Our premium value offer.
Yeah, cool. And what does it need to contain, Victoria?
Digital assets, active consultancy, a template, and some sort of experience.
Yeah, perfect. Now, quick caveat, you don't have to stick to the offer that you create. What we will do tomorrow is we will go through your offers and we will review it, and I will coach you on how to improve it. Sounds cool? Here's my invitation to you though, is one more thing for you to do is if you found this masterclass valuable, by the way, does anyone here know another entrepreneur, coach, consultant, expert business owner? Yeah, I would love for you to invite them to this masterclass and just get them to register using the same link. I will pop it in here again so that you've got it, and just share it with them and tell them you're going to be explaining your offer. And it's a good opportunity for you guys to share the offer that you're creating tonight, and they can give you feedback on it as well as myself. It's always comforting when you're in an environment where you also know people, yeah? Yes or no, guys? Yeah, perfect. So masterclass is the link. Perfect. So I've just dropped that in there now. And any questions before we go? All good? Perfect. I can have a wonderful Thursday afternoon and go and pick up my son from football, because this is the kind of lifestyle and flexibility we have, yes? When you implement the stuff that we teach, it's not about working hard, it's about working intelligently. And when you do that, you can create world-class results. And I wish for you all to be able to create the same freedom and flexibility in your life, to be able to do the things that you love to do and not be hindered by any other time constraint or anything else of that nature. All right? Perfect. So no questions coming through. Great, no problem. And what I'll do is I'll share the link one more time to book a call in case you missed it. If you haven't yet booked a call, I would encourage you to do so. And go ahead, do that now. This link will disappear very shortly as soon as this masterclass is over. And for the time being, I'd look forward to seeing you guys all well, wealthy and winning tomorrow with your offers ready to go. And then we can kind of vibe on that, put you in some groups and then walk through. And if we've got time, we'll also talk through some lead generation stuff for you as well. Cool. All right, perfect. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.